So I'll go ahead and get started. I'm sure by now you know that I do a lot more than run this free Facebook group for all of you. I also own and operate Empower Self-Care and Consulting. I basically support families who might otherwise be falling through the cracks of our very broken system. I'm sure many of you have run into the brokenness, unfortunately, whether it's not being able to get evaluated, not, having providers listen to you, being on insanely long wait lists for evaluations, or even after a diagnosis, just wait lists trying to get help and support. So I help families support their kiddos to build important life skills that prevent dangerous behaviors. And I do all of this using my background in education, behavior, and psychology. Again, if you're watching live, it looks like some other people have joined. Please say hello so I know you're here. Today I'm actually going to be talking about the first step in one of the programs I offer, which is Finding Peace Beyond the Spectrum. It's a 4-month program that's set up in 10 steps that build on each other, along with access to Stress Less for Better Parenting. And that's actually delivered directly to your inbox in this program. I do run Stress Less for Better Parenting live a few times a year, but the one that comes with this, unless there is a live running at the time, is actually asynchronous and it gets delivered right to your inbox. So it's really nice. A lot of parents really enjoy it. I think caregiver well-being is something that is very overlooked in our field. We're always focusing on the problems of the kiddo and we forget about caregivers and parents. So I coach families through each of these steps. They have twice weekly sessions with me. I always block out an hour. I have noticed that, especially with younger kiddos, actually even with older kiddos, sessions end up being about 30-ish minutes, sometimes 45. And usually that's enough time for me to observe what's going on, give my feedback, practice any new steps that we might be moving on to, give homework for next session, answer any questions, and be done. You also get access to a platform, which has a free app once you join the program. And through that platform, there are video models of each step, as well as access to the data that I collect during sessions and the session notes. And it's also where you will record and upload your practice sessions that you will do each day so that I can give you feedback even on the days that we don't meet. So the entire program focuses on building a strong foundation of communication and then building tolerance and cooperation. And the purpose, again, of this is to prevent dangerous behaviors from becoming the way your kiddo communicates, because we don't want them to learn that challenging behaviors are what gets them what they want or gets them out of what they don't want, right? So we want to actively show kids that we are listening and that we understand and that their words have power, right? No need to scream, throw, stomp, drop, break things, hurt themselves or hurt others, because their words actually matter. So type words work if you're with me, if that makes sense to you, even if you're watching replay. So once we have established that words work, we carefully start to build skills like tolerance and communication in a way that can be successful. And we do not push to the point of escalation. I've talked about this in other lives that I've done, is we can't teach through escalated behavior or crisis. Our brains don't work that way, right? So if things escalate, we need to take a step back and see where we can make changes that will help them be successful. Because our goal is always to keep kids happy, relaxed, and engaged, HRE. I've talked about this before too. And again, reminder, the reason that we do this is because it builds trust, it saves dignity, and because our brains do not work well when it's under stress. We can't expect kids to learn when they're escalated. So when they're happy, relaxed, and engaged, and they feel supported and respected, and their dignity is kept in mind, that is where kids can learn. That's where people learn. So now that you have an idea of the overall program, let's talk about the first step. So the first step is one that a lot of parents tell me, like, oh, we don't need to do that. We already know how to do that. No big deal. We can just skip that one. So the first step is play. Is that surprising to anybody? It might sound super, super simple, but you would be amazed at how difficult this is for most families. I have really not run across many families. I can think of maybe one, maybe two, where they really did have that piece down and they were able to just enjoy being with their kiddo. But for the most part, this is something that's really, really difficult for parents and caregivers. Hello to whoever just joined. Glad to have you. Say hi. So do you think that you know how to mutually enjoy time with your child? Mutually as in you and them are enjoying it? Does anyone want to share how they play with their kids? Or have you ever even thought about it? My tea is very hot. Have you thought about what it looks like from your kids' point of view? And is it actually play? Because I can tell you from working with many, 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 many families over many, 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 many years, it's not actually usually play. So let me tell you first what it isn't. And this is usually what I see. It is not withholding items to make sure they're using their words. It is not managing their play to make sure they're using things correctly or appropriately. Safety does always matter though. So please do keep that in mind. So if they're running around with scissors, that's not appropriate because that's not safe, right? But using things appropriately or correctly, it's not about that. It's not about offering them a million choices and making them choose. It's not about asking them tons of questions. It's not about constantly calling their name to get their attention. It's not the same as learning time, right? And this is what a lot of parents do. They want to sneak in like, oh, what color is that? What shape is that? What number is that? How many is that? Numbers, letters, shapes, colors, reading comprehension. What does the cow say? Let's sing a song of your, that you choose. That none of that is actually play. So be honest. Is that what your playtime with your kiddo looks like? I'm betting it is. Hopefully I'm still live. It's saying, it's giving me pop-ups. Action needed. So I would love to hear, is that what playtime looks like? You're controlling all the things. You're making them make choices between different activities. You're making sure they're using them correctly. Offering a billion choices of things that they have to pick from. Pick one. Asking lots of questions. Is that what it looks like? It's what a lot of play looks like from a parent's point of view. And especially when people have been telling you for your entire kid's life that like you need to build language and, give them all of these opportunities to interact and all of those things. And that is true. But what I tell my families that I work with is you should narrate or sportscast, however you want to, whatever you want to call that. You want to narrate or sportscast, not ask questions, not offer choices, not control things, not withhold things. You can talk about what they're doing and what you're seeing and what you're noticing as long as it's not annoying them. So now let me tell you what it is that we're working on in this first step of the program. And it is very simple and it is a lot less work. Doesn't that sound great? And your kiddo is going to be happier. They're going to be happy, more relaxed, more engaged, less annoyed, less likely to try to run away from you. So this kind of play is simple. It's engaging with your child without expectations or ulterior motives. What do you think of that? This is just being with your kiddo while they engage with all their favorite things in whatever safe way they deem fun. That's it. It's just being present. You're not going to be directive, corrective, annoying while they are happy, relaxed, and engaged. Okay? It's showing real interest in whatever it is they're doing without trying to control things, except safety, remember. But you're not in control. You don't need to be in control of this situation. They're playing. They're having fun. Right? They're happy. Whatever that looks like. It could be stimming. It could be playing Minecraft. It could be painting and constantly dumping out the water and getting new water. Who cares? It's fun. They're having fun. And they're happy that you're there with them. So requiring them to request items and activities, help, your attention, all of those are demands. Expecting them to engage with items in a specific way, also a demand. Asking questions, offering choices, calling their name, all demands. That's not fun. That's not play. It's what a lot of parents think of when they think of play. Also, probably why a lot of parents find it so hard, because it's exhausting to constantly manage and be in control and think of things. Let your kids think of those things. As long as they're safe, just be with them. So what do you think about that? Anybody know why this is so important and why this is the first step? So doing this for 5 to 10 minutes twice a day can significantly reduce challenging behaviors all by itself. If we do nothing else, this first step can make a huge impact on your kiddo's behavior and on stress levels in the house. Because you're providing your kiddo with non-contingent attention and pairing yourself with all the good feelings and things, all the things that they love, right? That's huge. You're giving them all of this attention, individual attention, while they're doing all the things they love, and you become part of that. It helps your child feel heard and respected. It builds trust. And it builds a solid foundation to build from, which is why we start with it. Right? So it seems simple. But it sometimes takes parents weeks to figure this out. To stop asking questions, to stop trying to control things, to stop offering choices, constantly calling their names, and figuring out like, my kid keeps running away from me, running back and forth, running all over the place. They're not just hanging out. Probably because the things that they want aren't present, or things that they don't want are. And so it helps you stop and back up and figure that out. It's so hard because this change is about you, the parent or the caregiver. It's not about your kiddo. It's about your behavior and noticing what your child's behavior is telling you and accepting that. Hello to whoever just joined. So if they're not wanting to be with you in that area, it's because we haven't done a good enough job of bringing in all of the fun things, all of their favorite things, and turning off all of the demands. Say hello if you're joining live. Okay, so this is all about your behavior and how you interact with your kiddo and what your behavior is telling your kiddo. If you're constantly trying to manage, redirect, correct, control, what is that telling your kiddo? It's telling them that you're not listening to them and that what they want and what they're doing is wrong or not valid. Or maybe it's telling them that they can't, they aren't able to make those choices, even in play. I don't think any of us wants to tell our kids that, right? I'm guessing not. So again, it's about your behavior and what your behavior is telling your kiddo and what your kiddo's behavior is telling you about the situation that you're setting up. Like I said, if they keep running away, why don't we want to be here? What are they running to? That would be something good to find out. Maybe we should take all the stuff to wherever they went and see if we can get HRE there. We want them to be happy, relaxed, and engaged. Are they still engaging in challenging behaviors? Why? Do they want something? Do they not want something? Are you talking too much, even if you're not asking questions and placing demands and doing all of those things, offering choices? Maybe your sports casting is too much. Maybe they just want you to be quiet. And that's fine. I mean, imagine if you were sitting down to read your favorite book and someone was constantly like, nope, that's not what that person looks like. Oh, don't read that word like that. That's not how that name is said. Why are you sitting like that? Calling your name constantly. Telling you to hold the book differently. Read faster, read slower. Like, how irritating would that be? Are you going to enjoy the book? Even if it's your favorite book? No. I'd probably run away and leave the book. Leave me alone. Right? So we want to look for them being happy, relaxed, and engaged. How do they get there? Right? We need to observe them to find that out. And we want safety to be a priority as well. So my challenge to you is to watch this video again and figure out how to change your behavior and see if you can start to get your kiddo into HRE, happy, relaxed, and engaged, at least once a day for 5 to 10 minutes. And ideally, this should be done one-to-one because all of your attention needs to be on them, or at least available to them. So if they have siblings, if you have a partner, if you have animals, like, you don't want anybody distracting you from them, from your kiddo. You want your attention truly to be on them, not divided elsewhere. Don't be on your phone. Don't be folding laundry. Don't be cleaning or making dinner. Don't be talking to someone else, watching TV, unless you're watching what they're watching and possibly commenting on that if that's something that they would like. You want to be present with them. Okay? So that's my challenge to you. This is the first step in the program that I offer. It is definitely one that is difficult for a lot of families because, again, it's changing your behavior. So I would love to hear how this goes for you. Do you notice any changes in yourself, in your kiddo, in the household? Are you enjoying your kiddo more? Is it less stressful spending time with them because you're not trying to constantly be on, you're just being present? Are they calmer and more relaxed? Are you? Are you noticing less challenging behavior? Do you feel like it's made you closer? Those are some things that I want you to think about. So again, rewatch this video and listen to what I am telling you. Think about what play is not, and think about what play is. It's letting them be engaging with things however they want to, as long as it's safe, so that they're happy, relaxed, and engaged, and not engaging in challenging behaviors while you're present with them and available to them. And again, I'm not saying all day long. I'm saying pick 5 to 10 minutes once or twice a day and do this. And I would love to hear how it goes. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.